How much are you receiving per month?
135 on paper.
Sorry, 135,000. Is that per year?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
With the 15th pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Corey Coleman, wide receiver, Baylor.
This is Coleman versus MacIsaac, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Mr. Coleman?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. MacIsaac?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may both lower your hands.
There is one child before the court, Nyla Eve Coleman, born June 25th, 2021. I offer into evidence what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit A, the acknowledgement of paternity, attached to the state's petition filed February 25th, 2025.
Any objections to this document being entered into evidence, counsel?
No.
Objection.
Then State's Exhibit A is admitted.
Thank you, Honor. Parents have agreed that they will be joint managing conservators of the child, with Ms. MacIsaac having the exclusive right to determine the child's residence within Dallas or any surrounding county. Parents have agreed to a standard possession and access schedule. Parents have agreed to communications via ACCUSES. Parents have agreed that Mr. Coleman will maintain the child on health insurance through another source, and also dental insurance through another source. Any additional healthcare expenses to be covered by the parents 50-50. And everyone is in agreement that this will be a temporary order. Everyone has also agreed, Your Honor, that this case will be referred to the district court, the 301st, and that no further setting has been set at this time. That is the extent of the terms, retroactive and court costs reserved for a final hearing. If I may call Mother.
You may.
Ma'am, what is your full name?
Aziza MacIsaac.
And Ms. MacIsaac, have you heard the terms I read to the court?
Yes.
Did you understand those terms?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in agreement with those terms and believe in the best interest of your child?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have any personal knowledge about how much Mr. Coleman makes?
As far as exact dollar amounts, no. I am aware that he gets total and permanent disability. But if he chooses to continue to work, then it'll be forfeited. If he chooses not to work, then he'll be able to get it for his lifetime.
And so he's receiving disability, but he also is he also currently employed?
Yes. With
Okay.
TC.
And are you requesting his support be based, his child support be based on both the disability he's receiving and his current income?
Yes.
Do you understand that the state has calculated that as being the maximum, which is $2,340 per month?
Yes.
Are you requesting that child support be set to that amount?
Yes.
Do you understand that that would begin on October 1st?
Yes.
Do you have any safety concerns with your address or phone number being included in the order?
No.
Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Any questions of this witness, Ms. Ridgway?
Yes. Did you disclose earlier that the dollar amount of Mr. Coleman's disability or whatever payments he's getting from the NFL actually is $135,000? Is that correct? Ms. MacIsaacs?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. I thought it was closer to 160. That was what he told me, but
That's what he told you. And then what did he tell you about what he's making as a wide receiver coach over at TCU?
he didn't tell me exactly.
Okay. But he gets this disability unless he starts working somewhere else. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, so they gave him like a period to decide if he wants to continue working, and if he chooses to work, then he'll forfeit the disability. If he chooses not to work, he'll be able to get the disability for life.
But as far as what's happening today, here and now, and what's happened in the last 6 months, let's say, he's been receiving that $160,000. Isn't that right?
Yes, to my knowledge.
And then he's also
Objection,
being
Your
paid-
Honor. Sorry, with the Zoom.
mischaracterizing the witness's testimony.
Response, counsel?
I don't know how I'm mischaracterizing it. You know,
She articulated that it was 160,000. I think the
Yes.
record would reflect that the number is 135,000.
well, and that you can put that on when it's your turn to question her, but
Okay,
my
I'm going to
client-
sustain the objection. We're going to move on, counsel.
Okay,
Continue
all
your
right.
question.
So one of the things that you're also asking the court to consider is some additional money beyond that maximum amount. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
And and can you tell the court succinctly, very quickly, why are you asking for additional monies?
So we've had like kind of a voluntary agreement that she would go to his mom's house every other weekend. But his mom just got a new job and he has a lot of like away games. So he's already called the nanny and told her that he won't be covering the cost of the nanny because he was upset with me. So that's going to leave me to have to pay to cover his designated weekends, which kind of adds more of a financial strain to me. I'm
that-
already working over.
Okay, so is that because you work on certain weekends?
Correct. Yeah, I work every other week. So the weekends that I work is when she's supposed to go with his mom.
All right. And so what is it costing you to have that extra nanny?
We
Cover.
just got started with a nanny, so the price is still kind of, I haven't sent her yet with the nanny on the weekends that he works. So I won't.
What is it going to cost you
Probably
from here on out?
Probably close to a couple hundred per month.
Per month?
Mhm.
Okay, so what are you asking as far as additional monies beyond the maximum amount of support that would be assessed to Mr. Coleman under the Texas Family Code guidelines? What additional amounts of money are you asking for?
Maybe 300 more or so, 400 more.
So that would make you happy and you would be able to cover the nanny costs due to
Yeah.
his schedule, his work schedule?
Yes, I believe so.
All right, I'll pass the witness.
Any questions of this witness, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, I will be brief. There's a little delay, so if I seem like my face is a little discombobulated, that's why, because I'm hearing myself for some reason.
Okay.
Ms. MacIsaac, I just want to start with something that you testified to earlier. You said that you were aware that if Mr. Coleman chooses to continue to work, that his disability will be forfeited, correct?
Mr. Hampton, can you stop right there for me, please, sir? Can everybody refrain from drinking while we're in this hearing?
Oh,
If you don't
yes.
mind. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Thank you.
It's my energy drink. Sorry.
I know we all need some energy, including me. But let's just not do it while we're in the middle of this hearing.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
I
Okay,
apologize.
go ahead. It's okay. It's okay. Go ahead, sir.
I will pose my question. Earlier, you testified that you are aware that if Mr. Coleman continues to work, his disability will be forfeited, correct?
Right.
And you are aware that Mr. Coleman has been employed with TCU starting this season?
Correct.
Correct. And has Mr. Coleman given you any impression that he intends to stop working for TCU?
Yes, he said that if he's not going to get more than what total and permanent disability offers, then he won't continue to work.
Okay. Has he ever?
Hold on one
Mr.
second.
Coleman.
Mr. Coleman, it is not your turn, sir.
Yes.
So you don't have to respond to what she's saying, and you don't have to make faces. You don't have to do any of that. Okay, sir? Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Hampton.
Okay. And you are aware of the fact that Mr. Coleman has been receiving this disability since approximately January of last year?
Right.
Okay. So he's past the 6-month threshold for when he could potentially be kicked off of his disability. Is that correct?
Well, he told me that they extended it to 12 months so that he would be able to finish out the season and then make a decision.
Okay. So my question was that he's past the 6-month threshold for when he could potentially be kicked off. That's correct.
I have no idea. I'm just going based off what he told me.
Okay. Again, I understand what he told you, but my question was that he has passed the 6-month threshold from when they would hypothetically kick him off the program. Is that correct?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Objection, Your Honor, asked and answered.
Objection sustained.
All right, Your Honor, I will move on. So what we can agree is that if he does continue to work, he will be voluntarily forfeiting his disabilities. Is that correct?
Correct. To make less money,
So, okay, but by
to provide less for our daughter.
but by that definition, that would make his current disability temporary, correct? It's not guaranteed.
It would have been guaranteed if he didn't choose to work. So the whole point of the disability was because he couldn't work.
Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive.
Objection sustained. Ms. MacIsaac, just answer the question that the council asked you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I'll pose my question again. So that makes the very nature of this disability temporary, correct?
Right.
The next thing I want to talk about is you mentioned that you need approximately $300 a month for the nanny. Is that correct?
Correct.
The nanny that Mr. Coleman was currently paying for, was that nanny covering times when your daughter was in your possession or when your daughter was in his possession?
It would be when I'm at work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were at work, were there any instances in which his mom was caring for your daughter?
Yes, on the weekends.
Okay. And if she was supposed to be with you for a weekend and you had to work, where was your daughter?
That incident hasn't occurred yet. So the weekend of the 26th is when I'm scheduled to work, and which is his designated weekend, and his mom and him are saying that they cannot take her. So
Okay.
I have to cover costs for childcare.
Thank you. So I just want to clarify, your testimony is that there's never been an instance where the nanny was needed when the child was supposed to be in your care.
In my care?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, based on that, your $300 a month calculation is an estimate because you've never dealt with this situation before?
Correct, because this is just a rise that his mom just got a job and he has away games. So they're not
Okay.
gonna be able to take her on the weekends that I work anymore.
Okay. Has there been a history of nanny payments that you're aware of?
With the current nanny?
With any nanny that since your child has needed one?
Yeah, she's had a nanny before.
Okay. So I guess what I'm trying to figure out is if your child has had a nanny before and there's a history of nanny payments, I'm not understanding why you don't know how much it would be per month. Was that a cost that you were paying?
It's because we've gotten a new nanny, and I've never had to pay the nanny myself.
Okay, so Mr. Coleman has been historically paying the nanny?
He had, and he got upset at me and said he's not going to be paying anymore and that it should be my responsibility.
Okay, so just to clarify, Mr. Coleman has historically been paying the nanny, correct?
A different nanny. Mhm.
Okay. All right, thank you. No further questions for Lucas.
Any further questions, Ms. Sweet?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Ridgway?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Ms. Sweet, you can call your next witness.
Yes, I'd like to call Mr. Coleman.
Yes. Sorry,
Mr.
my device died, so I just logged on to another device.
That's fine, Mr. Coleman. So, did you hear the terms that I previously read to the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand those terms?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in agreement with those terms and believe they're in the best interest of your child?
Yes, ma'am.
And regarding support, you currently work at TCU, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you salaried?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what is your salary?
70,000.
And you also receive a disability from the NFL, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. And you had been receiving that since last year, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much are you receiving per month?
135 on paper.
sorry, 135,000, is that per
Thousand,
year?
yes. Yes, ma'am.
Um, but that is designed to be temporary. Is that correct?
It's temporary.
Okay. But you are still receiving it to date.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you understand that I've calculated your support based on both sources of income as being at the maximum of $2,340?
Yes.
But you disagree with child support being set to that amount, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you requesting that child support be set to?
I think what I think is fair, because I think like 1,500. I want to support my child. I want to be there and stuff. I just don't think the max is, as much as I've done and I provided. I'm there. I'm a present father. I take care of my daughter. And I want them to be compensated. I think fair is 1,500. She's on my insurance. I just tired of getting, in my opinion, I'm tired of getting taken advantage of, and just dishing out money like I'm a bank. So, I want to be fair. And I think, me and my lawyer and came to terms. I think 1,500, is fair.
Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Mr. Hampton, would you like to go first this time?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor. I would like to go first. Mr. Coleman,
Yes, sir.
I want to talk a little bit about the disability that you're receiving. The temporary nature of it, why is it temporary? Can you explain that to us?
Yes, it's temporary. If I get a job, if I make over 30,000 on a job, which at TCU I'm making 70K, they're going to take it away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you heard earlier, it seems like there may have been a communication between you and Ms. MacIsaac where you said that you may voluntarily, choose to no longer be on that. Can you give us some context about that conversation, please, sir?
Yes. They're going to take it, and that's just, what it is. I'm kind of taking, a gamble, which I am, because I'm in coaching. I was at home and I felt like, I was a vegetable because of my disability, getting all this treatments, flying a nurse in to do, I don't know if y'all know, like NAD, IVs on me and stuff. And I just felt like I was rotting away. So I wanted to, pursue coaching because I did play football in the past to get me, to sense of purpose in life. So I took the back step of making the 70,000, and later on, down the road, I could be making more, but I did take the risk of, I'm going to lose this disability because I really didn't want to just sit at home and rot away and just get all this treatments every day, which I paid. I pay still to this day a lot of money for treatments, for IVs, for chiropractors, for putting my body through all this stuff, playing football and stuff. And that's why they gave me the disability and stuff. But I also, like I said, I'm taking the risk of, they're going to take that, and that's what it is. I'll be on 70K salary.
Okay. And how are you paying for that treatment?
Through with my disability, I take it out, paying cash, they fly in. I have a doctor that fly in that gives me IVs that do treatment on my body, ACL, 2 broken hands, surgery. So I need maintenance to support that. My body is, like I've been in a car accident, played football for a long time. So I got to take care of, the things that help with my mental health.
Okay. Outside of paying for your treatment, do you use those funds for anything else?
No, there's no money left over because I got to pay lawyer fees and I got to pay for my treatments. There's no money.
So I now want to talk to some of your other expenses. The testimony earlier seemed to suggest that the nanny that's been paid for your daughter was primarily an expense for you. Can you give us some information about that?
Yes, since my daughter been born, I've been there, been a present, taking care, even diving into, my savings, not making the money, diving in my savings to provide, giving my last for my daughter to provide for them. So, I always provided. Like we have documents, we have, what would you call receipts, like I've been there. I was just really tired of this and ready to get it over with, Your Honor, to be honest. Like this is training.
Okay. And another question about the nanny. When your daughter is supposed to be with you, and you are otherwise unavailable, who cares for your daughter?
My mom, like for instance, this past week, I coached, I had her, I drove hour and a half, she moved, she decided to move. My daughter was 10, 12 minutes from me. I put daycares and system close to her to help her out. Daycare's nanny's right by her. So she moved an hour away. Her support system was me and my mom, and she decided to make the decision to move an hour and some change from TCU, an hour and 30 minutes to, her support system, me and my mom, she moved there. So everything was set in place. My daughter's 10 minutes. I was picking her up from daycare. I was doing all these things and she upped and moved.
Okay. So, if your mom is caring for your daughter when you're with you, with your mom's new schedule, do you think that that's something you'll be able to maintain when you're supposed to have possession of your child?
Of course.
So, do you see that there would be a need for a nanny for when the child is with you moving forward?
No.
Okay. Has there ever been a need for a nanny when the child was with you?
No, not at all. The nanny is for her sake, to try to make it easier for her. Like, we're not together. I'm not obligated to. I try to do everything to, like I said, diving into my savings, doing all these things.
Okay. And last little bit, just brief summary. Outside of the nanny, since your daughter was born, what other forms of financial support have you provided?
Everything, anything dealing with my daughter, I tell her, hey, make a list, whatever. I send the money right away. I've never told her no. When it pertains to my daughter clothes or whatever the case might be, I always, at birthday parties, I paid for every single one of my daughter's birthdays. She hasn't paid not for one. I paid for the birthday parties. I've done everything for my daughter. So like I said, I'm just ready for this to be over, come up with something fair and get this over with, because this is mind blowing to me.
I completely understand, Your Honor. At this time, I pass the witness.
Counsel?
Okay, yes, Mr. Coleman, I think, my client doesn't have any complaint about your wanting to be involved in your daughter's life, and she welcomes that. So, and I've heard what you've said, but let's start with your salary, okay? You keep mentioning that, or your attorney does, that this 160,000, which you say is 135, but you told my client it was 160. You say this is temporary. However, it's not temporary if you choose not to make more than $30,000 additional dollars a year. Isn't that correct?
Can you repeat that, please?
In other words, I'm sorry. In other words, if you choose not to coach at TCU, that income is guaranteed. Isn't that correct?
Well, they're going to take it because I am coaching. So
that's not the point. The point is the disability is income. It is intended to provide you with a livelihood. Isn't that correct?
It's intended for the disability.
Yes or no, sir? I don't need you to go into detail about it. I to ask you a direct question.
And I'm answering it.
It's meant to provide.
Hold on, counsel. Hold on, counsel.
Okay. All right. So the fact is the disability.
Ms. Ridgway, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Mr. Coleman.
Yes, ma'am.
All I need you to do is answer the questions that Ms. Ridgway asked you.
Yes,
if she asks you a yes or no question, answer yes or no, please, sir.
Yes,
your counsel will have a opportunity to redirect you if he needs to elicit some more testimony from you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead with Ms. Ridgway.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
So I keep hearing you say that this is temporary. Well, it's temporary because there are conditions attached to your disability income. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And the condition is that you not make more than an additional $30,000 a year. Is that also correct?
Correct.
All right. So if you choose not to coach, you're guaranteed that 160,000 or 135,000. You know, we've got a dispute there on the amount, but you're guaranteed that money because of injuries and or physical or mental conditions that you've undergone since you played football. Is that true and correct?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure yes, I just want to make sure I'm
Okay.
hearing it correct.
Yes. Okay. So it's not temporary. It's only temporary because of something you voluntarily may choose or choose not to do. Isn't that true? Which is work for TCU.
Yeah, if I work for TCU, I can't come back to it. Like, does that make sense? Like, it's like if I'm working, they take it, it's over with.
Okay.
Am I answering you? Is that correct?
Yes, but it sounds like you've been receiving this 135 or this 160,000 since January of 24. And that's true, isn't it?
Yes, and I just started with TCU.
All right. And then you've gone into some other additional costs that you've incurred, chiropractic care, things like that. But you do have free medical insurance from the NFL. Isn't that part of the condition of your disability?
Yes, so IVs and chiropractor, they have different practice. Some just take cash and some take. So the guy I've been going to, that's all he takes. So you're correct. So and
You're reimbursed for some of those expenses, are you not?
No, I'm not. For if you're paying cash, I'm not reimbursed. Yeah.
I know that when I looked at the docket sheet from last week and the notes from the Office of the Attorney General, they ask you to bring income statements and other documents, and you didn't bring any of those with you today, did you, sir?
Yes, we have some statements, we have receipts and things like that. Do you need those?
I haven't seen those, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
You mentioned all these extra expenses, but we haven't seen any of that. So
we have that.
But right now, what I'm understanding is that you've got a 1-year contract with TCU and they're paying you $70,000. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
And then since January of 24, you've been making an additional either 135,000 or 160,000 gross on your disability and your retirement pay from NFL. Is that also true?
Yeah, yes.
So at the very least, you're making 205,000 in income at this time. Isn't that true?
Yes, on paper, that is true.
All right.
All
right. And by the same token, you've opened up a couple of businesses since you've retired. Isn't that right? You've opened up a gym.
I don't have a gym anymore. That's like 3 years. And
you invested in a gym, so you make income from that. Is that correct?
No, ma'am, I don't have a gym.
Okay, and what about the dog shelter? You opened up a dog shelter?
I don't have a dog shelter either. That is shut down. The gym is shut down. I couldn't financially support it because I have a lot. Like I'm giving a daughter.
I understand. Children are expensive. Life is expensive. I understand. But you're also living in a $5 million house. Is that true?
A $5 million house?
Well, you're living in a very nice home.
A $5 million house?
I'll look it up later, but that's what I understand.
Look it up. And do you know that I owe taxes on my house and that I'm selling my house? That is
many of us that own homes have to pay taxes on the homes.
Yeah, so. I owe taxes. I'm selling this house. So and it's not even nowhere near 5 million.
Okay. You own
not even close.
All right. You own various luxury cars, is that correct?
I have one car.
Or what kind of car is that?
I have a 2018 Porsche Cayenne that, is not that expensive. I have one car.
All right. You fly on private jets, is that right?
I don't fly. I have a friend who's made a lot of money that took me on a private jet. I didn't pay for no private jet. I think that y'all got this ideology of something completely different because you're seeing off the.
Okay, I'm going to object to his answer as non-responsive, Your Honor.
Objection sustained. Mr. Coleman, just answer the questions that she asked you. Okay. Yes or no, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, isn't it true? Oh, sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay.
isn't it true that up until now, you have been giving my client some cash every month? About $700 cash, is that right?
Yeah, $700, which it ranges.
And then you've been,
it ranges to all over like the place.
okay. And then you've also covered daycare costs during the week. Is that also true?
The daycare, yes, since my daughter been born, yes, ma'am.
And that's $189 a week?
No, we just moved her. It was like $250. She was at a different daycare. She's been at a couple. One they was paying $1,400. Then there was another one we were paying around $1,000. Then there was another one that is paying around $1,000. So we just moved her to the one. Well, she just moved her to the one near her in Forney, and I also been paying that up to date till now also.
Okay. And you don't believe that Ms. MacIsaac deliberately moved your daughter to Kaufman County in order to make it harder on you to see her for visitation purposes, do you?
I
Yes or
don't
no?
know. I think she did, because why would you?
Okay. I mean, and
That part-
isn't it true? Ms. MacIsaac is an RN. She's a nurse working shift work for a hospital. Isn't that right?
For a psych, for
Well,
a psych facility.
she's an RN living
Yeah,
on an RN
correct.
salary.
Correct.
So, and sir, are you familiar with the cost of housing in this area and how it's increased so much in the last 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, I think your client makes like 100,000. She was telling me somewhere around there. So I'm familiar.
Maybe, but I mean, she's not
I'm
going to be able
familiar.
to, wouldn't you agree that she's not going to be able to afford $1 million home in Dallas County?
I can't afford $1 million home in Dallas County. So yeah, I agree.
Okay. So, and I don't think that my client, I mean, you can't make a case for my client deliberately causing you a hardship over transportation and travel and things like that, when in fact you're traveling yourself and inconveniencing her.
I think so, because I have to drive from, like, for instance, I got to drive from TCU, which from her is like an hour and 30 minutes to go get my daughter. And usually I didn't have to do that. I was doing enough. I'll go drive from TCU to Dallas to get my daughter from daycare. I drive all the way home, wait for Miss Aziza to get off. And I drive 30 minutes to go drop my daughter off when she got off work. Then I drive another 40 minutes to drive all the way home. I'm taking a real road trip, man.
And my client works in Dallas and is having to do the same kind of driving, isn't she?
She worked in Dallas, she lived in Dallas. So
Yeah.
it wasn't the same type of driving. I worked in Fort Worth, and I had to drive to Dallas every day and go get my daughter from daycare, because I put the daycare in place for her, for in the morning she can drop my daughter off or she won't be late to work, and it put 8 minutes. Then I drive all the way back to Arlington where I live and wait for her to get off work at 7:15, 7:30. And then I drive all the way back to her house to drop my daughter off.
Okay. How long have you lived in Arlington?
I've been here for 8 years. Around that time, like 8 or 7 years, somewhere around there.
Okay. All right. So your complaint, you've been giving my client $700 cash payment.
It varies.
All
Yeah,
right, it varies, but about 700 is
700 to 1,000 on paper, then taking care daycare expense, and then yes,
Right.
it varies.
And then on top of that, and that's where I'm going, on top of that, you have been paying for the daycare. So in essence, you've probably been paying the same amount of money that the court would assess you today in child support. Do you understand that?
Around $1,500. That's what I've been doing what I've been doing. So, like, I want to be fair. Like, I'm not trying to, I want to support my child. I want to be fair.
Sure.
Like, and that's the deal. I think that's fair based on, talking with my lawyer and talking to everyone. I think that we can come to an agreement.
Sir, you understand how much it costs to support a child. And under your circumstances, you're making an income that exceeds, if the court was to apply 20% to your net resources, $2,340 is a very modest nominal amount compared to what the court theoretically could assess you.
I think if the court was to apply,
yes or no, do you understand that?
With not knowing the information they know now,
Yeah.
like I think, yeah, but if you know the information you know now, you will obviously have a clear understanding what's going on here.
Okay, I'll pass the witness at this time, Your Honor.
Any further questions, Ms. Sweet?
Yes, just briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Coleman, had you provided your attorney, who in turn provided to our office, the disability statement from the NFL?
Yes, we have that, right? Attorney Hampton, we have that. We do.
And Your Honor, I'm going to attempt to offer this into evidence. I'm not sure. I believe Ms. Ridgway was also sent a copy of the NFL player benefits letter, but I'm going to offer in evidence as State's Exhibit B.
Any objections, Ms. Ridgway?
I haven't seen it, Your Honor, so I don't know what she's
I'd,
offering.
Ms. Ridgway, if
She
you would
sent the
confirm
email.
your email. So Mr. Hampton had sent it several times. I do see you copied your first name, last name at, was it earthlink.net?
Yes, Nancy Ridgway, no E in Ridgway.
Correct. Okay.
Okay.
And so you had not received any emails from our office or Mr. Hampton this morning?
No,
Sorry,
I
I
haven't
didn't know.
received it. I received that one from you. Let me look again. Okay.
Yes, please. Thank you, Ms. Ridgway.
I'm trying to work through this, and all right. Okay, here's your Exhibit B. I'm so sorry. All right,
Yes.
let me open this up.
Please, Ms. Ridgway. Thank you.
Okay. Is there a business records affidavit attached to this?
No, Your Honor. No, Ms. Ridgway, I'm not seeing anything like that. It's just the letter provided to our office regarding how much she's making through the disability.
And who provided this letter to you, Ms. Sweet?
Mr. Hampton.
Okay. Well, it does have the dollar amount in here. If you were to calculate it out, $11,200 is net resources, $11,250, not net resources, but his monthly benefit. I have no objection to this.
Mr. Hampton, I'm sure you don't have an objection, so
No
State's
objection.
Exhibit B is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Coleman, this document shows that you receive a monthly benefit from the NFL player disability in the amount of $11,250. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's $135,000 a year, correct?
Correct. Right. Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I pass the witness.
Any further
Just-
questions, Mr. Hampton?
Yes, Your Honor, just a brief redirect, and I do mean brief. Mr. Coleman, the trigger of 30,000 for the disability, right? That is there because the 135 is supposed to stop if you get new income, correct?
Correct.
So is it your understanding that this was never meant to be a supplement to any additional income?
I didn't hear you. It broke up.
So just to make sure that we are on the same page about how this disability program is supposed to work, it was never intended to be a supplement of any additional income that you make beyond 30,000. Okay. And you presently make more than 30,000 a year, right?
Correct.
I think we broke up a little
Correct.
bit. Okay.
Yes, correct.
So your understanding of how this program works, this 135 will not supplement anything that you're making from TCU.
Right.
Okay. No further questions for the witness.
Ms. Ridgway.
I just want to reiterate, Your Honor, Mr. Coleman, you get this benefit as long as you don't work a second job making more than 30,000 a year. You're going to receive this this $11,250 a month in perpetuity. Isn't that correct?
It stops. It's about to stop. So it's not correct. So
Yes or no?
Mr. Coleman, that's not what she asked you. If you don't work at TCU and you don't work anywhere else, will you get this $135,000 a year?
yes, ma'am. If I don't work, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Breaking
Okay,
up.
any further questions?
I
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
have a okay.
Anyway,
It's okay.
does anyone want to do a close? Are there any other witnesses first? Yes.
No, Your
No,
Honor.
Your Honor.
Okay. Anybody want to close?
A brief
Yes.
close, if I may, Your Honor. And
Yes.
she
Go ahead.
can go first.
Go ahead.
I would just kind of like to briefly highlight what I just addressed. This disability program was never intended to be a supplement to any additional income that my client makes. The very nature of how it's drafted is that it's only supposed to supplement in the event that he cannot work. The facts as they stand right now are he can work. Therefore, the program says that this is going to end. What the other side is asking to happen is for it to be treated as a supplement to income and therefore be a part of the calculation about how much his support will be. His income is not truly what it is right now. The facts say that that's going to go away in the very near future. For that reason, we would just respectfully argue that it should be, the support amount should be either based on the income of 70,000, which we know, and my client has articulated he expects to take on into the future, and the program says is what it will drop down to, or as we've proposed as a medium, 1,500 or somewhere around there. He's not trying to dodge his obligations. He's been a very present father, very active father. He has supported his child. I don't think anyone is disagreeing with that. But well, there are some that are disagreeing with that. But to treat it as though he is making almost $200,000 when the facts clearly show that that is going to go away, and then move forward based on that in the face of clear evidence that those circumstances are about to change, I think would be doing my client a disservice, and ultimately is not in the best interest of his daughter, which is what's important here. Thank you.
Ms. Ridgway.
Yes, Your Honor, I don't see anything in this document that says it's going to go away. And I believe that Mr. Coleman is not going to give up $135,000 a year in order to be an assistant coach at TCU. I mean, that is ludicrous that he would deliberately walk away from this. So they're claiming this is temporary. Yes, I mean, it could trigger if he continues to work. At some point, the NFL might be able to stop paying him this money. But right now, he's making this money. Right now, he's making $205,000 a year. He's probably been, in all honesty, in the last 6 months, a year, he's probably been giving my client more than $2,340 in benefits. So I think the problem with Mr. Coleman is that he doesn't want my client to have any control over this money. And that is too bad. I mean, I think he's getting a heck of a break considering his income that he only has to pay $2,340 a month. And then as far as the nanny is concerned, he's been consistently paying a nanny as well as the daycare. And we're not asking the court to order him to pay daycare. We'd rather have the child support. That's something that can be enforced. If Mr. Coleman loses this income, we are not going to drag our feet in not making an adjustment. That is not something we would do. I think my client wants to stay on good terms with Mr. Coleman. She wants him to be involved in this child's life, but she also needs contribution, and he just has not been stepping up. We're not going to go into all the reasons why he's not stepping up lately, but we can save that for the next hearing. But the fact is, my client is entitled to this child support. She would like to have $300 extra a month because right now, by Mr. Coleman's voluntary choices, he is working for a team that flies him out of town. He's got out-of-town obligations on weekends. So my client can't consistently rely on his mother to babysit the grandchild. And she doesn't want to have to rely on him for anything other than support. My client works every other weekend, and so daycare is not available then, and that's why they have the nanny when he's out of town, and she'd like that to continue. So, the court has the discretion to order some additional support beyond the $2,340. So with all due respect, Your Honor, we're asking the court to order $2,740 a month so that my client gets the guideline amount of child support plus the compensation for additional child care due to Mr. Coleman's work schedule with TCU. That's all I have.
Anything, Ms. Sweet?
Yes, Your Honor. So the state is requesting that the maximum guidelines of $2,340 be ordered as far as child support based on what Mr. Coleman is earning to date. This will be a temporary order, Your Honor, and referred to the district court. And if further temporary orders are necessary, if the situation with the disability changes, it's our view that that can be resolved fairly quickly to change any support amounts as necessary. But as it stands today, that is how much he is earning. And that's it, Your Honor. Thank you.
Then I will accept the agreed portions of this order, make the agreed portions the order of the court. I will order child support at $2,340 a month to begin October 1st, 2025. Are there any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, then thank you thank you all for appearing here today, and you're all free to go.
Thank you, Your
Thank you,
Honor.
Your Honor. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Do you have any personal knowledge of what Mr. Fowler makes as a real estate investor?
I don't know specifics. I just know that he lives in a high rise in Frisco where I've taken my daughter to. He has a 2-bedroom apartment that ranges between $2,700 and $3,400 a month. It's at the Star in Frisco. And I know that he drives 2 cars. He owns 2 cars. He has a Mercedes convertible and he has the Prius that he mentioned that he drives daily. He's driven the cars to and from my house to pick up our daughter. So, and this has been for he's lived there at least 2.5, maybe 3 years. I just know that his lifestyle is higher than what he's sharing as his income.